This is Route 56 of Edmonton Transit, a 31-kilometer crosstown route traversing west and east between West Edmonton Mall, a terminal on the west side of the city, and Meadows, the easternmost transit center of the city. This is the longest bus route of Edmonton, taking 1 hour and 20 minutes to complete one ride. That sounds monstrously long, but long bus routes are okay, if designed correctly. So, why are some bus routes too long? Well, the reason is pretty simple: to connect a lot of people between a lot of places and also increase a single coverage of a bus route from multiple neighborhoods and locations. Long bus routes also help eliminate transfers if it's covering multiple transit hubs at once or multiple important corridors at once. They also help enhance connectivity between neighborhoods and opportunities for people to choose their place to live and to work. For example, if a bus goes from point A to E but passes through points of B, C, and D, then you can accommodate the needs of people traveling between A and B, A and C, B and D, B and E, C and E, and so on. There might not be too many people that will ride the entirety of the route from A to E, but the route will still be an important connection for in-between points like I've mentioned, and this variety of demand can also improve the route's ridership. Let's say if a long bus route takes an hour to complete and it picks up 70 passengers in total, then it has a per hour boarding rate of 70 passengers per hour. This is a high ridership tier, even if there might only be 5 out of that 70 people who travel the entirety of the route, as how efficient a bus route is measured by the total boarding number and not how many people on the bus that a person observing on the street at a location sees. Long bus routes are crucial in the case of regional or services to outskirt communities in a city. Like I said in the video about small cities transit, regional connection is so crucial in providing more opportunities for people to travel from that small community to access more amenities like work, school, leisure, or healthcare. However, they will require some great levels of comfort. For example, cushioned seats, free Wi-Fi, and charging ports can help people enjoy their trip from their home in a small neighborhood in the outskirts of the city to their work in the central core of the city. Long routes can help eliminate the transit missing links, which describes the absence of a smooth connection or transfer between two or more buses, where they don't meet at one stop and the transfer involves transit user having to walk a long distance to transfer. A long bus route can help solve this problem when they connect multiple neighborhoods and provide a smoother transfer experience at multiple corridors. But like I said above, a long and direct bus route will eliminate those transfers. However, let's take a look at what makes a route direct. A direct route will connect points to points in the most efficient route possible. This means as few turns as possible, where a route will prioritize efficiency and speed over coverage by choosing a straightforward, efficient route. If possible, the route may also be expressed by utilizing dedicated lanes, highways, or having large gaps between stops, often from 600 meters to 1 kilometer. Some long routes provide direct neighborhood-to-neighborhood connections without traversing through major hubs in the central core, like the Route 56 I just mentioned earlier, which also demonstrated its directness in where it is going. When a bus route is long and direct, it can provide high-speed, reliable, and wide ranges of connection to multiple neighborhoods, increasing the cohesion of the network. But now, let's talk about when a long bus route can feel too long. Take a look at this Route 103 from Edmonton Transit. This route is 20 km long, yet it traverses through many neighborhoods, taking a lot of turns, and takes a total of 48 minutes to complete a journey that can take just 28 minutes on a more direct connection. This bus route is an example of transit route prioritizing coverage over connectivity, where it travels to many neighborhoods and make a lot of turns to cover a lot of neighborhoods and corridors. In this case, a route might be very circuitous, but its shape is determined by how not direct and connected the street network is. Bus routes like I've shown are typically found in the suburbs, where the streets are curvilinear and curvy, and lots of neighborhoods only have one major road connecting all the cul-de-sacs and crescents together. This design makes it extremely difficult to design a direct and thorough bus route that doesn't have to make a lot of turns to minimize the walking distance for pedestrians, given how disconnected the road networks are. Sometimes, you might end up with the bus routes that look like this. Okay, I think I shifted myself off the topic of long bus routes, but basically, Long suburban bus routes also have to make a lot of turns, making their riders feel like they're traveling within a maze and don't make any progress as other modes of transportation. And given this perception and the longer time that it takes to travel by bus, this does not help encourage more people to use the bus. However, at the same time, that route is not a failed route. It just chooses coverage over efficiency and speed. And let me blow your mind, you cannot have both in transit route planning. If you plan a network surrounding coverage, you want more roads and streets to have buses and bus stops as possible. This requires the bus to make more turns like I just described and significantly slows down their speed and makes it less efficient for them. If you plan a network surrounding speed and efficiency, you want buses to only travel along major corridors and make them as direct as possible to increase their efficiency. This also means having to sacrifice coverage, and people might have to walk further to access a bus stop. Both of these options are choices from the transit agency, but I personally prefer having direct routes compared to having to traverse around the whole neighborhood to reach the major corridors. Now you might watch to this point and ask, would there be a way to fix these routes? There are, but depending on how you view these routes and approach them. An approach that I love is if a network has a mix of direct and circuitous routes, then the circuitous routes can make use of the stops of direct routes as transfer points, instead of traveling too far with many more turns to reach a transit terminal. Another example that I can suggest is the implementation of two-way loop bus routes if they have to cover multiple suburban neighborhoods. This can help people not have to sit through multiple turns just to reach a location a few blocks from their houses. Consider a loop like in this circle. If your house is in location A and you want to go to location B, a one-way loop might force you to go almost the entire circle, where a two-way loop allows you to travel with a much shorter distance. And if you have any other recommendations, feel free to comment down below. So in the end, long bus routes are okay, in case that longevity is tied to the directness and how far and how fast that bus route travels. It is also very helpful in reducing transfers and, in multiple cases, contribute to smooth suburbs to suburbs connection, an important component of transit route design to follow the changes in the travel pattern. And what about you? What is the longest bus route that you have traveled on, and how do you find a bus route to be too long? Let me know. In case you didn't know, my channel has super likes and members enabled. Join my channel to enjoy some exclusive updates on my future videos and participate in the brainstorming or scripting of the videos. I also would like to thank all supporters from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee who helped keep this channel going. I appreciate any amount that you chip in, as they do help cover some expenses for these videos. See you soon!